Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to my YouTube page. I'm Joe Fitz. Today we're going to talk about some fantasy football. We're going to do some Draftkings lineups. We're probably only going to put one together. Um, I'll put together my cash lineup, my cash, and I'll do GPP. I don't want everyone to know my cash lineup because I only put together one cash. We do a lot of GPPs. You got to do your 20 for the millionaire maker here. This ain't a millionaire maker, whatever it is. 100,000. The first thing we're going to do before we even start putting together lineups, I do this every week, is I go through and look at the totals. You're looking for higher scoring totals. Obviously, you're going to target those guys in GPP lineups. Um, Atlanta, Minnesota, 45 to 48 is the average game. Buffalo, Jets, Miami, Baltimore. Those games are going to be slower. We know that. San Fran, Tampa, that's a higher score, 48.5. Not a higher score, projected higher. Kansas City, Jacksonville, 52.5. And that's the highest total here on the slate. Obviously, Kansas City is expected to score more than Jacksonville, so we might want to target some Kansas City players. Tennessee, Cleveland, Rams, Carolina. That's another game we're going to want to target. High total, 50.5. It's in Carolina. Um, Rams put up that absolute dud in the Super Bowl, but their offense overall was amazing last year. 50 and a half, 48 and a half. Yeah, so we'll try to target. This would be a nice game to have on the slate, but it's a Monday night game, so it won't be on the Sunday slate. We're going to really try to target, a few games here. Let's jump into it. We're going to build a GPP lineup. We're going to look at a few guys. We'll talk about a couple guys. The first guy I'm going to talk about is Pat Mahomes. Obviously, his ownership might be high, or his ownership is going to be low rather because his price is so high. But I don't think too many people are going to go after Mahomes in GPP, because even if he gets 5x, he needs 35 points just for 5x. There's some of these lower guys. You can get 25 with Nick Foles, and you have 5x value. But so that's the guy I'm not gonna pick right now in this lineup. But he's an option. That he's got the highest total there. Um, Two other guys, obviously, Cam Newton and Jared Goff. They're in that high total game, 50 and a half. But I think they're more cash plays. Their floor. Cam Newton gets the rushing yards. Jared Goff, they got the high flying offense. They could be GPP plays, but I just don't see them having monster weeks here. I mean, neither defense is great, but I don't know if those are the guys you're going to target for GPP. They might have higher ownership, as they should. Cash games, that I would lock either of them in. Jared Goff probably just because he's cheaper. But another guy we're going to look at here for GPP plays is Lamar Jackson. He gets the yards on the ground. He gets a lot of carries. 9 carries, 20, 13, 18, 14, 17. They run him like he's not a quarterback. He runs the ball. He can easily get you 100 yards in a game on the ground. The problem with that is he's got negative game script here. They're expected to smoke Miami. Let's look at the spread on that game. It's up to 6.5. So they're expected to smoke Miami. If they get a lead, they can just run clock in the second half, and neither of these offenses are going to light it up. So I would avoid Lamar Jackson in GPP as well. But he's going to have high ownership. Mahomes is not. Lamar Jackson is. There's going to be a lot of people on him. People love running quarterbacks. His price is going to probably go higher, but I just don't like the game script in this game. I will have a couple lineups with him. Don't get me wrong. Just the upside is there. The guy I am going to plug into my GPP lineup is Josh Allen. Buffalo at the Jets. Let's go back to the quarterbacks here. Buffalo at the Jets. I just like his upside. He runs the ball. He throws the ball. He gets touchdowns. He had some big weeks last year. I think this could be one of those, but I'm willing to take a gamble on him. It's a very low total game. one of the lowest totals of the week, right next to this Miami game. But this is a chance you got to take in GPP that they'll outscore that total. Games go over every week. Some games do. Not all, obviously, but I'm sorry, clear my throat. The fourth guy, we're not going to pick him, but Ryan Fitzpatrick. Like I just said, games go over, but he's going to be throwing the ball. Miami's going to be down. He could easily exceed 5x value or 25 points. He could drop a 30 bagger any week. Everybody knows that about Fitzpatrick, but against the Baltimore D, I think we got the right matchup here with the Buffalo versus the Jets. See how we did against the Jets last year. 24. Did he play him? He only played him once? Yeah, it looks like he missed some weeks here in the middle. So only played him once. He got 24 points. I would take 24 all day right here. All right, we're going to move on to running backs. As far as cash is concerned, Le'Veon Bell, 7,100. That's a lock and load, 7,100. I know he hasn't played football in a year, but they're going to feed him the rock. He's going to be the basis of their offense. He said he wants to touch the ball 50 times a game. That'd be great. He's not going to touch it that many times, but 7,100. That's too low for Le'Veon Bell right here. David Johnson probably trying to be ahead of him. Todd Gurley. These other guys, of course, are studs, but not these. That's for cash, though. It's GPP. There's just going to be too much ownership on him. I don't want to plug him in, and everybody's on him, Another guy who's great for cash, Dalvin Cook. He might even be a GPP player. 6,000 against Atlanta's defense. They always give up the most amount of receptions for a running back. I know that the Vikings got rid of Latavius Murray, but I think they picked up somebody here. There we go. No, Amir Abdullah. Yeah, this is Cook's backfield. 6,000 cash play. Plug him in. 6,000 against Atlanta. He's a lock and load. I'm gonna find a way to probably plug him and Le'Veon Bell into my cash lineup. Another cash guy that is Chris Carson here, 5,700. Seattle's the most run-heavy offense in the league. He's expected to tote the load here. I know people like Penny, but that's just all potential. Chris Carson has put up the numbers. He's ready. He's going to be a running back one this year. And he's way too low. I don't know why he's so low, but take advantage of it while you can. That's for cash only as well. As far as GPP, everybody's going to be on Carson. As far as GPP is concerned, Austin Eckler, he's low here, 5,500. We know the Melvin Gordon situation. Eckler is going to be the lead back. In the same note, I also like Justin Jackson, 4,000 GPP play. I'm actually going to plug him into the lineup. I like to get some cheap guys plugged in here. That way, I can figure out my studs later. Studs. You can just pick one. Another GPP play, Damian Williams. Where is he? There he is. 6,300. He's playing against Jacksonville. Nobody's going to be on him, as we know. Highest total of the week. 52.5. Is that what it was? 52.5. Highest total of the week. He's their lead back, but we got to worry about Shady McCoy. But Shady McCoy hasn't really done much. He's going to play. They got a rookie there. So that's why you don't play him in cash. He's just a GPP play. He can have a big week. He could get 4 carries. You don't know how they're going to do that offense there yet. But if you want to take a risk, he's one of those guys you can plug in there. Same goes for Fournette. Kansas City D, as you see, was not good against the run last year. 31st. Leonard Fournette looks slimmer. We'll see if he'll stay healthy. He's healthy right now. So that's good. He was a beast coming out of college. He's been all right when he's played, but he just hasn't been able to stay on the field. Look, he's got some monster games here last year rather. So he's a GPP play. He's that high total. We'll go after that high total. I'm going to plug him in, 6,100. We're going to plug in Fournette. We're going to talk about one more guy here. Kerryon Johnson, Detroit versus Arizona. The total's high, although I think it's too high. 40.5, I think it's too high for that game. Detroit runs a slow offense. They're expected to go run heavy this year. And Carrion is their lead back. He's their guy. They don't have much behind him. Hopefully he's another guy. He just has to stay healthy. I would take advantage of this 5,800 while you can. That is not going to last with Carrion. He's going to have some monster games. And hopefully this week is one of them. He's another guy though. His ownership will be very high, very high. Mark Ingram. This is a guy I would play him in cash or GPP. I'd play him either. He's going to be the lead back in Baltimore this year. This year he's going to be the lead back in Baltimore. Rather, I was just thinking about they play Miami this week, so you could pair him with this Baltimore defense. I know it's the most expensive defense, but there's a reason. And, your game script can go your way. That's more of a cash play, though. I want to do in GPP. I just don't think he has that upside. He's an old man. They probably won't give him the ball as much if they get a lead. We'll stay away from him in GPP. We'll play him in cash, though, for sure. I can't play all those guys in cash, but he's definitely on the radar. I'm just looking through here, seeing what we got. Peyton Barber here. He's a starting running back. Likely will get the start, I guess. He's going to go with hot hand approach. GPP play. That total's high. I think he's going to get touches. 4,000 for a starting running back, and he can exceed value any week. But I wouldn't play him in my lineup. I'd just rather take the Justin Jackson route. He's going to get on the field. Austin Eckler's not going to get that many more touches than Jackson here. Kenny Drake, GPP play. If Miami has Drake to get a lot of touches, that is good news. The problem is if Miami gets down. I know Drake can catch the ball, but are they going to get in the end zone? Is Drake going to score? He was supposed to be the focal point of the offense last year. He didn't do much, but 4,700, you got to take a look at GPP. He'll be in a couple of my lineups. Kenny Drake for sure will make my lineup. One of my lineups, one of my 20 GPP lineups. He'll probably be in 2 or 3. We'll have a few shares of him. Tevin Coleman, you got to like his price here for GPP as well. Oh, he's posted behind. Well, we'll let that situation sort itself out. If you want to pick Coleman or Breida is a cheap play here. Another guy, I would just go with Jackson, 4,000. But Breida had a couple monster weeks last year. You never know with that guy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hop to the defense. I'm going to plug somebody in here. I know who I want. Chargers. This price was set when Andrew Luck was quarterback. Andrew Luck's no longer there. Chargers had a great defense last year. They were good last year. They were good in real life, but it doesn't look like fantasy-wise they were very good. I'm still going to take my chances with them over Jacoby Brissett, I believe. Let's see my other options here. Sorry, guys. As you heard, my phone was ringing, so sorry about the pause there. So we're going to go with the Chargers D. We take him versus Brissett. And the reason why I'm jumping to defense and tight end here is that way I know what I got salary-wise for my skill position players. These guys are a little cheaper, and for the most part, the defense and tight end. You can get value plays. We're plugging in Evan Ingram. Maybe not. Hunter Henry, Evan Ingram, both great plays for GPP. 4,800. Ingram's price is going to be up in the 6,000s with these guys soon. Ertz, Kittle, Kelsey. He's the only receiver they have in New York. Captain check down Eli. He's there still. Ingram, that's a great price here. He's going to be my cash tight end all day. I'll have him in every cash lineup. I'll probably have him in a good amount of my GPPs. 4,800, that's not enough. Another guy here, Hunter Henry. There's no more Antonio Gates there. Henry gets some red zone targets. He's always been one of Rivers. Oh, he didn't play at all. I forgot he got injured in the preseason, but he's always been one of Rivers' favorite targets. Indy's defense not so great. That we can plug him in GPP. I'm going to plug him in for this GPP lineup. Let's look at other guys. Obviously, Kelsey, he's in that high total game. You got to pay for him. If you think he can have 30 points, he could. Jacksonville wasn't great against the tight end last year. I know it's a new year, but 7,100, I think I would just go Kittle. It's also a high total, 4-point difference, but you're saving $500 with Kittle if you want one of them top-end guys. You're not going to win a GPP with either of them. No way. You could win it with one of these guys, though. If you pick the right guy. Cam Brate's in Tampa, but he's expected to take a back seat to O.J. Howard. We all know that. Vernon Davis. If Jordan Reed don't play, you can lock this guy in GPP. Yeah, they got I can't remember who their quarterback is. What did I say? I can't remember. It's not Alex Smith. It's whatever. But Vernon Davis is one of their better targets, even at the older age. Jordan Reed, if he does play, I wouldn't play him. Who knows how long he's going to play for? He's questionable. He's always questionable. He's always hurt. We'll know by Sunday morning if Jordan Reed is not playing. We're going to get in here and we're going to lock Vernon Davis into some lineups. All right, let's jump to receiver. These type end guys, obviously, we know Odell's in his new home in Cleveland. Him and Baker have looked great. Odell's Odell. He's going to do well wherever he goes, but this is GPP. I'm not going to pay for one of these top end guys here. If I do, it'll be Tyreek Hill. High total game. It'd be nice to stack him with Mahomes, in maybe one GPP lineup. And, if he catches 2 deep balls with his 7,600, that you got your value. Especially if you got him paired with Mahomes. I don't think you'll win a GPP with it, but you never know. Keenan Allen, that's another guy we can target. Indy's defense, I know they were great against the receiver last year, but it's new year. They're missing Melvin Gordon. They're going to have to get some guys some targets, and I think that Keenan Allen and Hunter Henry could be the guys. If you wanted to in a GPP, you could stack Rivers with these guys, and now you're talking. Well, I got Jackson as well. That's a situation where you would switch them out for Breida or one of them other $4,000 guys, and then I'm not going to do that in this situation. I'm taking Keenan Allen out. We're going to go back to Josh Allen. Take out Keenan Allen, go back to Josh Allen. All right, as far as wide receiver is concerned, let me look at my little list here. Yeah, cash plays, Keenan Allen, obviously, 7,300. That's great. Adam Thielen, I'm going to lock him in any cash lineup I have, 6,800. That's not enough for Thielen. I know they didn't look great at the end of last year, but it's just not enough for Thielen. Look at pretty much every week last year, he was over 6,800. He's starting the year on a low here. He'll probably be up in that 7,500 range again before we know it. Let's take the value where we can in cash. GPP, too many people are going to be on them. We know this. So we move on. And we already talked about Tyreek. Alshon Jeffrey. Where is he? Alshon Jeffrey against Washington. I know Ertz is Wentz's favorite target, but Jeffrey gets his targets as well. I can see him catching he catches 2 touchdowns. We're talking business, GPP wise. I like him. I really want to plug him in, but we're going to get more expensive guys because there's someone in particular that we're going to talk about in GPP. Let me see if I can find him. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to type his name in. We're talking about Cole Beasley. Okay, he's 3,600. He's the starting slot receiver for the Bills. GPP, I'm loading him up. I'm going to have a lot of shares of Cole Beasley. He Josh Allen's a young quarterback. Young quarterbacks love their slot receivers. I'm excited talking about this guy. GPP wise, we're gonna plug him in. I would even plug him in cash. I mean, I don't think there's much risk with Cole Beasley. We know he's gonna start. We know he's gonna play out of the slot, and I'm gonna play him in cash and GPP. I really like Cole Beasley this week. Yeah, we're gonna plug him in, and now we have 8,000. We're creating a great GPP lineup here. I like this, the odds on this. I'm starting not to like Jackson and Hunter Henry together, but I'm only using 7,900 for the two of them. That's two positions. That's one of these guys. Two guys, GPP guys you can target is Brandon Cooks and Robert Woods. The problem here is they're sharing targets. They feed off one another, so you got to pick the right guy. If you want to stack Jared Goff with the both of them in a GPP lineup, that sounds like a great idea. That's something I might think about. Problem is now you got Cooper Kupp as well. Kupp is not expected to play as much time as he was originally thought. He doesn't look as healthy as he sounded to begin. So Woods, Cooks, Goff, I could see that stack. I would just keep Kupp out of it. And hope he don't feed into the targets. Another guy everybody's gonna be locking in cash games, GPP, Godwin, Chris Godwin. He's taking over the slot there in Tampa. You expect to get a lot of balls thrown his way. He had over 100 targets last year. Does this tell us our targets here on the year? No, it doesn't tell our targets on the year, but I believe he had over 100 targets. So that's the guy everybody's going to be locking in. Definitely cash, 6,300 or 6,200 rather here. Kenny Galladay is a nice GPP play at 6,300. Arizona is not going to have Patrick Peterson due to suspension, and their second cornerback is injured. So Kenny Galladay or Marvin Jones. You want to pick the right guy here. That's part of fantasy football. If I was going with one of them, it'd be Galladay. But Marvin Jones was the 9th ranked receiver in 2017, rather. 9th ranked receiver, so he has wide receiver 1 potential. You could plug him in, but with the Cole Beasley savings, we're just going to get expensive guys. We're going to go right to the flex. We're going to see which one of these guys we want. We're going to get a stud. That stud's going to be Saquon. We're going to plug him in. Actually, you know what? Let's see. This is where we go to these totals. So, this is 50.5. We know that's the second highest total. This is 46.5. There's a 4-point difference. I'm going to go with McCaffrey. He's cheaper. The Rams defense, they lost Sue. They're not as good against the run as they were last year. We're saving $200. Now we plug in 2 receivers. Who we want? Adam Thielen. Hooked on a Thielen. I know he's a... You know what? Let's see if we can plug in Goff here. We could. No, I like Josh Allen. I like the Josh Allen, Cole Beasley stack. So we're going to take these guys out. I don't want to go Thielen. Actually, you know what? Maybe I do. I'll go Thielen here. I know it's GPP. I say he's a cash play. But Diggs is questionable here. If he doesn't play, he is not sure if the wide receiver. Wow. Thielen can catch a lot of balls here. You know how he does. Targets, they weren't great last year, but we started the year hot. Hopefully we start the year hot again. Look at this guy. Consistency. That's why he's a cash play. But we're gonna plug him into this particular GPP. We got a lot of swings to take, and he's one of them. Another guy. Who are we gonna go with? Are we gonna go with Tyreek? We're gonna have Then we'll have. Let's get a guy. Tyreek Hill. We'll get him since he's in that high total game. Now we have 600. Where can we spend that? What's Hunter Henry? We go from Hunter Henry. I think we're going to stick with Henry. Yeah. What can we do on the defense here? We can go with Philly versus Washington. We're going to plug them in. And that's my GPP lineup. I don't want to enter with crowns. We're going to enter with $3. And that's my GPP lineup for the week. I might make another video, cash lineups. I'm going to start making weekly videos. If you want to get your updates, subscribe, hit the like button. I appreciate it. Thanks.